In 2021, Jheanell's life took an unexpected turn, a turn that has also changed the lives of countless women around the world. Hi, I'm Alric, and welcome to the show. Jheanell Barnaby is my special guest today. Jheanell, how are you?
I am feeling good.
Yeah?
Thank you for asking.
All right, you're looking lovely.
Thank you.
Your dress and all of that.
Thank
Good.
you so much.
Take me, Jheanell, to that day. Were you suspicious that you had cancer? Was it a regular doctor's checkup? Take me to that day.
Okay, so my journey started back in 2018, right? I discovered that I have a nipple discharge coming from my right breast, right? Of course, I was not thinking that it's cancer. That was, the farthest thing away from my mind. However, I was associating this with, possibly a breast infection because I breastfed back in 2012, right? And I remember at the time that my daughter did not want to be fed from that affected breast. She only wanted the left breast. So I was just thinking that, maybe it's something having to do with the fact that I did not get all the milk out. I don't know where I get this theory from, but, I was just thinking that it turned into something over time, right? So I was alarmed by it, and so I decided to check it out. So I went to my gynecologist and explained what was happening to him. He then referred me to a general surgeon because he wasn't able to, get into the details since he's a gynecologist.
Right.
So he sent me to a general surgeon to get it checked out. So I went to the surgeon, explained what was happening, and he did some examinations as well as some lab tests. So he sent the samples to the lab and it came back inconclusive. We still weren't sure what was happening. So he decided to do a lumpectomy to, further get some details as to what is happening. We did that. The results came back to say that I have DCIS, that's ductal carcinoma in situ. So that is actually, he said that it's stage 0 breast cancer at the time. And so, I was in disbelief, because he said the word cancer and it was personalized no. So I was, in disbelief in that moment. He said that in order for us to cure or to, correct this issue or to treat it, then we'd have to do a mastectomy, right? I was not in agreement with that because I'm thinking it's a stage 0. He said that it's stage 0 breast cancer, right? And he's saying that it's not anything for me to worry too much about. So I'm thinking, why do a mastectomy?
If it's not that serious.
If it's not a stage 4, or even a stage 3. So I decided that I wanted to get a second opinion before I made that huge decision, and so I went back to my gynecologist, I cried and explained to him what was happening, and he now refers me to a new surgeon. And he decided to do some further testing. So I did an MRI scan, I did an ultrasound, and I also did a genes test. Waited for those results. The results came back, and to our surprise, it came back. All of them came back negative, not showing anything, not showing that signs of cancer was there, right? As he said. So this new surgeon.
Was that like a relief for you, or are you still in confusion? Are you still confused?
Well, I was confused, but it was a relief as well.
Right.
And those are the words I wanted to hear. Nothing is there,
right.
And so he said that we're going to monitor it within the next 6 months. So, we're not going to do anything until 6 months' time. I come back again and I do some more tests. So 6 months came and I did some more tests and I was fine. Nothing was there. And by this time, the discharge has disappeared as well. So 2019, I was okay. And 2020, I was fine. Now, fast forward to January 2021, I noticed that some physical changes started happening in that same breast. The breast tissue became firm, so that there wasn't a single lump. It was just the tissue being firm. And I also noticed that the nipple was a little bit inverted, right? And also I had a little itch. When I scratched the area, I noticed that the skin is flaking. So, this got me really concerned, and I decided to check it out again. I didn't procrastinate this time. I really went ahead and I got it checked out. I went back to the surgeon and he said that indeed he didn't like what he was seeing. And so he sent me back to do a mammogram as well as an ultrasound. And those results came back negative, not showing anything either. So it's like whatever was there was just hiding. And so he decided to do a biopsy, a needle biopsy. So he did a needle biopsy and the result came back on April 23rd to say that it's invasive breast cancer, invasive ductal carcinoma.
Was
Breast cancer.
that a mighty hit?
Yes, it was. He said that I'm going to need to do chemotherapy as well as a mastectomy. Right, so he suggested that I do chemotherapy first and then the surgery after.
They say invasive. What does that mean?
Right, is invasive, meaning that it has moved into the tissues as well as a few of the lymph nodes in my underarm area.